Hey guys, today's a very, I guess, down or sad video. It's regarding the Foxbody. I think as a wife, this has got to be one of the most disappointing videos to make. I purchased the Foxbody, and I finally disclosed it to my husband. I purchased the Foxbody in hopes to restore it and gift it to my husband. It's been his lifelong dream to own a Foxbody. That's one of his, childhood dreams of having a Foxbody. And I think the most difficult part as a wife is having the ability to try to fulfill somebody's dream, make them happy, and then have it turned away literally and gone in 2.5 seconds. So Valentine's Day was going great. It's my husband's birthday as well. Doing everything. I'm super excited because we finally took the car to the restoration place, and we're just anticipating, all the great things that we could potentially do to this vehicle. That being said, when I got the call from the owner of the shop, I could tell in his voice that something was wrong. And still, even that being said, you hear his voice and I'm like, okay, it can't be that bad, right? You don't assume for the worst. But when he said, hey, it breaks my heart to tell you, but your car is a total loss. You guys need to get rid of the car. It's deemed unsafe to drive. When he said that all at once, I felt like somebody slapped the shit out of me. My husband was there too because I had it on speakerphone because, again, I was thinking something that's going to be super, super happy, some great information. And the look on his face of anger, because of the transaction of purchasing the Foxbody, disappointment, trying to sit here and be the comforter because, hey, his wife just got this bad news. All of these things, I saw on my husband's face, and I'm trying to be strong. I think that was the worst. Coming into this transaction, I knew who I was purchasing this vehicle from, so all reason went out the door because I felt that this person was confident in saying that this car was, good to go, was inspected, so I'm thinking everything is good to go. Red flags kept coming up, the first video when I had disclosed, hey, the brake lines weren't connected, and I'm like, hey, how are the brake lines not connected, but it passed inspection? So there was a lot of things that kept coming up, then the gears weren't mating together, and I'm like, well, we were told that these things were all stock, so I'm not understanding. And then you had people say, hey, these things are not stock. So just one thing after the other, but at the same time, I was positive, thinking, hey, you know what? I went into this knowing it's going to be a project, and I'm looking at the bigger picture because I can't wait to gift this to him because he has no clue. Like, I don't even know why my husband had no clue that this was his car. But anyway, so the excitement for me was something that I was just, it was okay. Like all of these, jabs left and right, I was like, it's cool because the ultimate picture is, he's going to have this car and he has no clue that it's his car. So I was floored by, that conversation from the owner saying, hey, it's a total loss. Because I'm like, well, what the hell do you mean it's a total loss? The car is drivable, it's fine. Little did I know that the rust repair, or what was required for the rust repair, that stuff was not disclosed to me. And the owner of the shop, who's been doing this for years, stated that there's no way that nobody knew the extensive amount of the repair that it would have cost to try to salvage this car. I think that's where it's most heartbreaking, and especially as a mom, to hear that the car is not deemed safe. Literally, if you hit a pothole the correct way, the frame, the way that it was rusted out, and I'll include pictures, he said that the whole frame could have literally split. And I had my 18-year-old and my 13-year-old in that car. My heart sunk as a mom when I heard those words from this man. And to have a grown-ass man who has no clue who I am from left to right sit there and have a conversation and felt so bad for me as a wife, looked at my husband, and this man was almost in tears, saying he felt so bad for us. It literally, I had so many emotions that left and right going through my brain. And at the same time, I was trying to be encouraging to my husband, because I did not want to spark him. I think, it was a lesson learned. Was it an expensive lesson learned? Oh, absolutely. Did it break me? No. But it taught me, be very careful with anything you do in life. And that's one thing too. The way I grew up, I don't trust anybody. So I kind of look back and I'm like, how the hell was I this trusting? Not saying that this particular person is bad or knew these things, which again, that's a conversation for another day, because I don't feel like there's no way you didn't know about this car. And there's no way that you didn't know that the car was impacted. Either you were in the accident or you purchased the car from somebody who'd been in the accident. So those things should have been disclosed to me, and especially if you're in my circle. But again, I don't want to put emotions to this video. So all reasoning went out where I really didn't get inspected, because I trusted the word of this person that everything was good. Again, I'm not saying that this person knew. But even if I didn't know, I would have said, hey, I'm not sure if this car is 100% legit, or needs work, or the extent of it. So how about you go get it inspected, let me know before we complete this transaction. I would have even been okay with that. But the fact none of that was disclosed to me, and I had my 2 kids in a vehicle that at any moment I could have killed my kids, that's a whole different issue. And like I said, it's a lesson learned, especially to us as females who are getting into this car business. A lot of guys will say that we're dumb as shit. If you don't got a penis between your legs, that you dumb as shit, which I beg to defer, because a lot of times we think with our minds, we reason, we approach things differently. But when our heart gets in between, that's where we have an issue. And I think in this case, I was so emotionally attached to this particular idea, or the thinking that, hey, my husband's going to get this Foxbody, that reason went out the door. And I put my kids in jeopardy. So moving forward, you won't see the Foxbody on my channel anymore. Thank God that my wits or whatever, I was able to sell this vehicle, in which we're kind of doing a transaction now as we speak. My husband is completing the transaction, because I think my emotions are still a little bit, on the shaky side. And it's a learning curve for me, because I can go from 0 to 1,000 in 1.9 seconds. You think a Tesla Plaid can go 1.9 seconds? You have no idea what my attitude can do. And it's growing, right? It's learning, it's maturing in life, because I don't want to go back to when I was 20 years old and literally give it to somebody and ruin all relationships, and the consequences that can follow. So, and I know that in opportunities in life, there's going to be more. When you got shitty stuff, you learn to take the shit and you make manure out of that shit, and then you become prosperous, the best farmer ever. So that is my mentality now. I'm going to grind to try to get things better. Now, can I promise my husband another car in the future? Not right now. Can I promise myself that I won't walk away with a 2024 Ford Mustang GT? I mean, I'm just saying. So you never know, the possibilities. It's endless. I did say by the end of this year, I'm walking away with a car. What car? I feel like it's going to fall in my steps. I've learned over the years, you just roll with it. You don't try to make things happen. And in anything, I think our steps are ordered anyway. So there's a reason for everything. Every transaction, everything in life happens for a reason, whether or not it's a particular moment to teach us to be responsible, if it's a particular moment to let us scale back and adjust. We have to look at the good of all the opportunities. So that being said, I am all over the place right now. I am a little bit frustrated, upset, disappointed, angry. But I am hopeful that things will look up, and then we will have another project car, another